So as you see, we are on the stream over here, and it just cannot get a proper lock, you know. We are using the stream because I didn't have any friends that actually had the SU-25 for me to shoot a footage from the shooter's perspective. So yeah, basically you will lose the seeker will be just kind of crazy, you know? And then we go for our internal tests that we did. So I am flying the SU-39 here. As you see on the left side of the screen there, the IRCM is on, and we are going to be testing many aspects and many missiles. So first of all, the PL-8, the new Python 3 missile, against the IRCM, maintaining normally 100% of the power, or close to that, you know? So you will see me just standing still in this first shot, and just trying to see at 3 kilometers what the missile will do. So as you see, it just doesn't track in this specific case. Of course, the Python 3 might be work in progress, but still, it just doesn't track, you know? You cannot get a proper lock on anything, and it just doesn't track. So the PL-8 is basically useless against the SU-39 unless, or the SU-25T, unless you get really close to it. So if you are really close, you can get a kind of a proper lock, you know, so it depends on the distance on many things. Here is another example of me using flares to see if it actually helps a little bit. So he will be firing at the same kind of situations. And as you see, the missile just doesn't track. The flare is not even going for the flare. So you have these two countermeasures, an active one and a passive one, that basically make the missile you basically are immune for most of the missiles depending on the distance. I mean, 1.6 kilometers and he cannot get a shot on me. This is really, really good, guys. It really is. Like, the IRCM is really... I mean, look at this. The missile at less than 1 kilometer is not even tracking. It's not doing anything. So it is really effective in kind of these situations that the target is in your 6. You will be basically immune for most of the missiles. So yeah, very cool, right? We're going to test on this next one in a front aspect to see if it makes a difference. I mean, it was really close, but still it didn't work. So yeah, use flares in a head-on. And here we were trying to do kind of a side aspect. The guy, my friend there, said that it was kind of weird. Sometimes the missile wanted to go like in another direction, but he eventually got right back in. So it's kind of a situation of just being, you know, like kind of weird. And here we have a radar missile just to make sure that it's working just with IR missiles, if it's coded properly, right? So you have to be on the 6 of the enemy to actually work, on the 12 of the enemy, right? The enemy needs to be on your 6. Here we have an AIM-9L, which is kind of weird. The AIM-9L is the best missile against this thing. He actually can track, but he loses a lot of energy because he wobbles around. As you see, you lose a lot of range on it. I mean, I almost got out of... I almost escaped the missile just standing still at 1.7 kilometers, 2 kilometers. Something that the AIM-9L could normally do. So that's the thing. As you see, it is pretty dangerous, the AIM-9L. He eventually gets you, but it will make the missile lose a lot more energy. So against an AIM-9L, I would advise you guys to not stand still. Because yeah, as you see, it is losing a lot of energy, but it's not going for the flare. It's not doing anything, and it's going for the IRCM, it feels like sometimes. And here, just try to do anything as much as possible to make the missile evade, and it worked, right? So yeah, this would be kind of impossible for other reasons, but yeah, as you see, yeah, the AIM-9L is one of the best missiles in the game with the IRCM, right? IRCM of it. And I don't know, at close ranges, the missile really gets you. So I don't know if it buffed the AIM-9L or something like that, but still. And here we have against the R60. So the R60 loses a lot of energy. It really loses a lot of energy. But it is still trying to hit you. It is getting really close to you. And it's like kind of in the middle between the Python 3 and the AIM-9L. It is much better than the Python 3, but it's still missing for some reason. The proximity fuse is not detonating sometimes, which is kind of weird. And here is against the R-27T, which is another weird one because it has the most advanced IRCM in the game, and it just doesn't track, just like the Python 3. So this might be just like in need for some tweaking. It might not be working properly, but there are some missiles that are really good against it, and there are some missiles that are really bad against it, so it is really funny. And then we try to use a manpad over here. So yeah, as you see, just use the IRCM and rolling with flares, and you can avoid the missile. Almost got me, but once you actually just stand still just to test the IRCM, there is nothing you can do. So for these missiles that properly have an IRCM, like the Igla, like the Stinger, maybe missiles like this, the TY-90, it will be basically useless. So yeah, it's just for the older missiles, but still, it is a very, very good system, very capable, and it just makes these aircraft a lot more capable than it already was, and a lot more durable in a battle, right? But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about the IRCM, if it's useful or not. And I see you guys on the next one. Subscribe and bye guys.